YouTube! This is actually going to be a really quick update about the Epilator. My last video that I did about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had just purchased an Epilator. The Remington brand from Target. And you guys saw exactly how repulsed I was because it was painful. It was super painful when I tried it, and that's why I decided at that point to do the video, because I wanted you guys to get a feel for exactly what I was going through and not a sense of me trying to, you know, recapture like, okay, did it hurt that much because now it's been a month. So watch that video and see how, you know, my reaction was. Like, it was painful. I really didn't want to do it anymore. But I did keep up with it. Honestly, it does get less painful. You get accustomed to the pain, or it becomes less painful. However you want to word it. It's not as painful as the first time, I will admit. So what people say about it is true. Now, a few things that I will say. Besides, I did bleed the very first time. It cut me, it nicked me, it scratched me. It did scratch me. That's one thing. It gave me like scratches under my arms. So I think maybe under both my arms, I have like long scratches. Maybe like 2 or 3 on each side, which is, ooh, I'm trying to get rid of those now. So you have to be careful with that. Everything about this product just sounds scary because it looks like a freaking lawnmower running up under your arm, pulling out tens and just dozens of hairs, little tiny hairs that you didn't even know was there abundantly in such a large quantity. It's pulling all this hair out, and it's painful, and at the same time it's nicking you if you're not doing it right. It's scratching you. Like, why would you go through all this? Why would you go through all this to get rid of hair? Because it works. It actually does work. Now, my outcome is it actually does work. It gets less painful, and I've seen a significant amount of difference with the way my underarm feel. It definitely feels smoother, which is like, what? I feel like a baby's butt up under here. My underarm is so much smoother. The amount of ingrown hairs that I've been having in the past is definitely reduced. I haven't seen that many, and it has to do with the fact that the hair is being plucked out from the root. Now, my procedure for doing this is, if I know that I'm going to epilate, I will, you know, when I take my shower, I will either use my exfoliating gloves, or I will use St. Ives, the facial scrub. Now, I don't use that on my face because the beads are jagged, but I will use that under my arm. So I will exfoliate with that first. That's going to, you know, any kind of hair that's, you know, maybe starting to curve back down under the skin that'll form an ingrown hair, that's going to make all that hair stand up, and much easier for, you know, the tweezing, the painful tweezing of the epilator to take place. I don't do it right out of the shower. I make sure that it's fully charged. And a few more things that I've been doing with it. I do not put on deodorant when I'm about to go to bed. I've noticed that putting that fine layer of deodorant on there actually makes the hair kind of curve back down. So, you know, putting on deodorant in the daytime, it is needed. Like, you definitely don't want to skip that. But at night, I don't do it because I'm about to go to bed. I don't need for my underarms to be that dry for, you know, like 18 hours of the day, 24 hours of the day. So for the 8 hours that I'm asleep, I don't put deodorant on, because for me, I've noticed that if I don't put it on, the hair isn't going to be covered. It's not going to get pushed back down into my skin. Therefore, I don't have ingrown hairs. Instead, what I do is I put vitamin E oil under my arm just to make it, you know, softer. And I like how that feels. Squishy, squishy, squishy. So, another thing that I do is I use lemon juice. So I have a bottle of like concentrated lemon juice that I have from the grocery store, and I actually have it in a little spray bottle. So I would put that under my arm at night. I'll just spray it under, swab my underarm with it, and that's supposed to help lighten. So I want that to take away like the scratch marks that I have under my arm from the epilator. Do not put it on after you epilate. Do not put it on after you epilate. I made the mistake in doing that. I don't know what I was thinking, but you don't want to do that because it will burn. It's citrusy. It's like a damn lemon. It's like a lime. It's going to burn. Just like how it burns your eye, it will burn your underarm. So don't do that. learn from my mistake. If anything, I'll put it on a day that I do not epilate at all, and I'll just do it in the morning and at night. But that's gonna help me. So honestly, I do give the Epilator a thumbs up because it's been getting better. I do notice that the hairs grow back much thinner, much lighter than before. And I'm like, wow, it's just almost unnoticeable. And I'm starting to think, okay, am I even going to need an Epilator, like, down the road? Like, am I really going to need this in the end? Because the hairs are getting so fine that I'm wondering, is the tweezers, you know, all those tweezers going to be able to snag them? So I'll keep you guys updated. For now, everything is going fine. I like epilating now. It's not as painful. And for me, it kind of became like, oh, I could do this. Let me see if I could do it again, because my tolerance for pain is kind of high. But I challenge. Ooh, a pink Corvette. What? That looked like the one I had when I was like 10, not even 10, like 6.